guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla. So for today, okay, so maybe you've already noticed that I did a Captain America watercolor silhouette. Now, maybe you're not Team Captain America. Maybe you're Team Iron Man. Personally, I'm Team Captain America, but for you people who are Team Iron Man, Mr. Stark, I'm going to teach you the silhouette of Iron Man. Now, this might be a little complicated, so I'm gonna need you guys to bear with me. I have right here, my little itty bitty pencil that I have left is an F lead pencil. Now this is a very lighter lead and it's easy to erase. I have a kneaded eraser and I'm using my watercolor paper, which is Strathmore 300 series. It's my favorite watercolor paper. Since we are making a silhouette of Iron Man, we're just going to make the building blocks of Iron Man and then fill in all the bits and pieces, so bear with me. First thing you want to do is you're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the head. Alright, so we're going to start with the head. That's kind of going to go downwards, inwards. We're going to make this extremely flat because we know Iron Man, the side of his face and his eyes is very flat. And then we're just going to bring it on up. We'll make this nice and straight here. And bring it down and connect. After that, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go right underneath his chin. Bring this down. And like this. Alright, this is where we're gonna get a little complicated. What you're gonna do is right off to the side right here, you're going to draw this circle. Big circle. Now what you're going to do, we're just going to start from over here. And make this line. Then you're going to round it back. And into here. See what we're doing so far? So then we're going to go up. Curve this inward, go down, up again, go up again, back down, go up, back down, off to the side, and then back down. We'll shape these up in a bit. And then of course, this is going to go outwards like this. Inward. No, it's going to go, this is going to turn outwards. And you're going to make this rounded inwards. And overall, you're going to connect to the thumb we just made. Let's start filling that in. So I'm using my kneaded eraser. My kneaded eraser is really fun. If you ever have a chance to buy one, you can get them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and all the art stores. They're really great for erasing, of course, and they erase almost any kind of dark graphite mark and anything like that. It's just really helpful and everything. So if you ever have a chance to get a kneaded eraser, definitely get one. Now, we're gonna go ahead. Before we piece, this is all gonna be like silhouette pieces. You're gonna jump inside, make a circle in the middle of his hand, and of course you guys can probably figure out we're gonna make this almost like, I wanna say if you know the Imperial sign for Star Wars, then you're good. But this is actually just, it looks like a sun as I'm making like little itty bitty boxes that almost look like, I don't know, I just want to say parallelogram or something like that. It's Iron Man. He's made of a lot of mechanical stuff. So we're just going to leave that like that for right now. What you're going to do, we're going to start with this top finger up here. You're just going to go ahead, make a box at the side, bring this inward, then you're going to go ahead and bring this down. And then you're going to go to the top of the finger and make that a little bit more of a box. And this side, we're just gonna leave it like that. Now for this finger right here, once again, we're gonna jump up to the top, make that a little bit more boxier because Iron Man does not have rounded off fingertips. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up, make a triangle on top, cut this across, and then I'm going to go a little bit below that and cut that across. And make that little weird looking shape, and then I'm going to go below that and make that little weird looking shape, but it goes to that circle that I originally made. So we're going to leave those alone. Then we're going to come over here. This one, of course, we're going to make it more boxier. This one's going to go up, down, and out like this. Then it's going to go out like this, down. Bring this inward. This is all just to show like the shiny parts of his hand and mechanical bits and stuff like that. So we're going to go to the pinky. Once again, we're going to make it boxy, but this is going to go up, inward. It looks like a fairy wing. We're going to go down, up, bring this down, and up. Now for the palm of his hand, let's start right here at this fingertip. Now you're going to go ahead and make a shape like this, where it goes inwards. This, ultimately, this piece, it's going to go away. So I'm just going to get rid of that now. It was just there as a guideline for the hand. Now this one will go inward, make a little hill like this. Make this little piece, this little box, go inward, down, and then up into where his thumb is. This is his thumb. This ultimately will go up and down and be a part of his thumb, but this is actually the part of Iron Man's chin. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to the side where we had that little round bit. We're going to make this looking shape here. That would be the side of Iron Man. Now since we have basically the building blocks of good old Iron Man. Now what I just did here is I went and took my kneaded eraser just a bit and erased that just so I can get this overall shape right here. Now you don't have to actually have everything down to size. This is going to look a little bit more abstract than actual mechanical parts of Iron Man. It's just for a fun abstract project. It's a silhouette of Iron Man. We're not really going crazy with Iron Man. We just want to keep it a little bit easy. So let's jump over to his face. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down right about here and I'm going to go like bring it in this boards like this. You see how I'm curving it upward like this. Then I'm going to the top. See how it's curved inward, go to the top. Bring this inward, down, round it up, and into the spot like this. I'm going to jump on top right here of his head and bring this to mirror this just a bit. Bring it inward like that. And ultimately, this will go away and the only two pieces will be these final two pieces, but we still need this side for right now because I'm going to go off, I'm just going to give a little bit of space from right here. I'm going to make one little weird looking rectangle box right there. And then I'm going to jump over here, curve inward, down, curve this to the side, and up, like this. So we just made Iron Man's eyes. Now we can go ahead and get rid of that. But keep his thumb. Now, for the fun parts, what you're gonna do for right now is you're gonna jump back behind his hand, and we're just going to give the guideline of an arm, and we're gonna circle upward. Then you're gonna jump down from the arm right here, and you're gonna bring this inward and down. Now, just to give the effect that this is an arm right here, we're gonna start with, we're gonna jump off to the side of the hand, bring this down, jump down a little bit here, and you see how I just made like a little shadow mark right there. Then this part, we're going to start back here, and it's going to be very jagged. So this one's taller than this one goes in, and this is going to go down, up, and then it's going to close off. Ultimately, this is going to disappear. This is going to stay and bleed into this one. Just to give the effect that it's his arm and it's reaching outwards towards you. It looks a little swirly. So now we're going to go jump to right here. From his thumb, we're going to make up his chest, and it's going to go down right here. We're going to go outward so we can start to see his chest piece. So this is going to go up from up here and into his thumb. This part will disappear. This will go up and down. And this will disappear. This will go from a little bit below his chest piece. What we're going to do is you're just going to go up into this mass right here. Go down, up. Now you want to make sure it's not round, but you just want to make sure it's a little jagged on his actual piece. All right? And I think we're just going to leave everything else. We're not going to make this too complicated. Now, what we're going to do is, if you have a kneaded eraser, it's going to help you a lot. But if you have a regular eraser, you're just going to take your eraser and lightly erase those dark marks. Now you can see that I left most of my penciled marks because I want to make sure that I want to see those. Now let's have a little bit of fun with some watercolor. Alright, so we know Iron Man is red and gold mostly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of my yellow watercolor, and I'm going to go ahead and go around and give him that yellow, just a yellow background. This is just an easier way. Yeah, so I'm just going to give him a yellow background, go around. I'm going to take a little bit of my red and just kind of put it up in the air around in my splotchy areas. Just dab it in those wet areas I just made. Just because, you know, it's Iron Man. These are his two main colors. Yellow and red, but he's mostly gold and red, but still. This will just give the background a cool looking feel. My koi watercolors. So I have the option of about 3 different yellows. I have a gold, I have like a really, really bright yellow gold, and then I have really bright yellow, which I just use for the background. So I want my gold, and this is where we start to apply our first layer to Iron Man. So I'm going to go where the gold places are, and I'm going to fill those in with not that much water on my gold. anywhere we didn't mark with some graphite plate, like we marked off, I'm gonna go ahead and fill that in with my gold watercolor. Even though my gold is still pretty damp with water, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my red, and I'm gonna get that first overall layer of red going on, and it's okay if it bleeds into your gold. That's the kind of effect we want. But you don't want to make your watercolor too thick to where you can no longer see your pencil marks. You want to be able to see your pencil marks still. Now you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, it's bleeding into each other and everything. Once again, you kind of want to make this almost like a shadow. So you want to make it a shadow, and as you go with each layer of watercolor, you're going to build up on that. Now you could probably speed up the process of this first layer that we already have, and how everything's bleeding and everything. You probably could go grab a hair dryer and blow dry it to where it hurries up and dries, but puddles like these, you can't beat those. If you just let them sit and you just let them be the way they are, then they're gonna dry out to look absolutely amazing. So this is a very similar technique to my Galaxy Animal technique that if you follow me on Instagram, then you see that I'm building up my own portfolio of Galaxy watercolor animals. Now, I start off with each and every single animal to look like a shadow, and then with each and every single layer that I add, I actually make the figure start to come to life, because the more layers I have, the more of the hard lines start to show up and everything, and then I can give shadows to it and everything. It's all about like layers. Every single watercolor piece you ever look at is built up on layers. Like, you cannot see a watercolor piece that looks just like this. No, you're never going to see a really, really good watercolor piece that just looks like this. It's built up on layers and layers and layers to where the layers start to form a figure. Now, since this is a silhouette piece, we're going to play around with the shadows and layers and everything and just give it that overall looking awesome silhouette shape. And since it's Iron Man, we can get crazy with like the gold and the red and everything with the shadows and stuff. So it's just about playing with it, and I'm gonna help you out with that today. Now, you don't have to exactly go along to where I'm doing, but you could definitely do your own thing. This is just a chance for you to play around and everything with colors and watercolors and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, just bear with me as we wait for this layer to dry. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back into my gold and start working on the second layer. And you see that I added this piece right here. Now I'm going to jump around with my red and start giving it its second layer. But I'm going to it's not going to be too thick. It's going to be a very thin watercolor base for that second layer. And then as I go around, I'm going to, at the other layers, I'm going to start forming the actual shapes and everything where my pencil marks are. As you were probably watching me, you can see that there are some spots that I absolutely know where his mask is, and there are some spots that I know is his arm and his hands and everything. So you can see where we made this mark right here. I'm leaving it lighter than around it because I want it to be a lighter red, because I know it's his arm extending out, and that just gives a little bit of highlights. As I'm waiting for this layer to dry, I'll start working on making some final lines, especially with his face, his helmet, and everything else. Because you can see how I'm using some layers. What in the world was that? Is that a dog? That is not my dog. Okay. Anyways, see how I'm using like layers and everything and I'm building on top of it to give it shading and stuff. And once again, I'm not worried that the colors are bleeding into each other since this is an overall silhouette. We're just kind of giving it a little bit of dimension and some shading and stuff just to make it look a little more abstract and cooler and everything. This is all for you Team Iron Man people, so you can see that I'm building up on layers. So hopefully that'll help you guys. Alright, so I'm going to go in with another base, another layer of watercolor, and I'm going to start with my gold first, and then I'll go to my red. Alright, this is the part where I'm going to go in and start making those final lines with my red. And there we go! A fun, interesting way to make an Iron Man silhouette. Just for fun, if you guys are Team Iron Man. If you're Team Captain America, hop on over to my other tutorial where you can learn how to make a silhouette watercolor with Captain America. Once again, this is all just based on working with watercolors and layers and everything like that. Hopefully it helped you guys. And if not, at least you learned how to draw an Iron Man silhouette. But yes, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Go see Disney's Marvel's Civil War, pick your side, and go see the movie opening this Friday. So, no spoilers either. I'm really excited. I get to see it tonight. So yeah, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see y'all later with a 100,000 video. Bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by Dramatic Parrot today. Make sure you click on that subscribe button, and hey, if you liked this video today, make sure you hit that like button as well. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the fun stuff, and like my Facebook page. And if you haven't seen it already, I have started a VloggityVlogVlog channel on WunderlandGurl, so make sure you go ahead and check that out and subscribe to that channel as well. Other than that, I will see y'all later. Bye!